I'm Starborn. Remember to be a star. You have to shine your own light, follow your own path, and not be afraid of the darkness, because that's when stars shine brightest. If you've been looking at my website, starborninstitute.org, you'd already know that the title of tonight is rather hopeful. The title is A Serious Dream Takes Shape. And the reason why it can be doing that right now is because the sign of Pisces rules dreams, and that sign is loaded with planets, and it's going to continue to be, because there's a fabulous new moon in Pisces coming up next month in March. And so right now a serious dream can at least be taking shape or getting started. And that is because there are three powerful planets all tightly conjuncting each other in the sign of Pisces. And they are the Sun at 9 degrees of Pisces being conjuncted tightly by Saturn and Mercury at 10 degrees of Pisces. So I mean, this is a powerhouse trio of planets right there. And they're being accompanied by the ruler of the sign, Neptune, which is the strongest planet in the heavens right now because it's the only one at home in the sign it rules. So you can really begin to think quietly behind the scenes, because that's what Pisces rules. It rules things behind the scenes. And you can be starting to work on a future dream of yours. And that is because the future of your dream is assured. And the reason why is because there are another three very strong planets right behind the sign of Pisces in Aquarius, which is the sign of the future. And they're the same three that were there last week. Mars is there conjuncting Venus in Aquarius, and Pluto is there as well. And so these three very strong planets, because Mars and Pluto they're the rulers of Scorpio, a fixed financial sign, so there's a little hint that there can be some money down the road for a dream that is taking shape right now. But the reason the future is assured is because these three planets are backing up in Pisces. So once again, there are 7 planets just in these 2 signs. That's a lot of planets in one place, but there's a difference this week. And the difference is that the 3 planets in Aquarius, Mars conjuncting Venus and Pluto there as well, are all being trined beautifully this week, today actually, by the moon in Libra. And Venus is in Aquarius, and Venus rules Libra. It's trining the sign it rules. That makes it very strong as well. And Libra rules partnership. And it rules the law and legal negotiations and contracts, and it rules art and decorating, and it rules compromise and negotiation, and teamwork actually, usually among partners. And so this is a time when your dream, the future of it, is assured, because there is so much strength in the air signs, and the air signs are very communicative. Plus the trio of planets in Aquarius are backing up the sign of dreams, Pisces. But these 4 planets, because there's 4 in Pisces and there's 4 in the air signs now, these 4 planets are also trining the sign of Gemini. So not only would you be able to get a serious dream underway or taking shape right now, sort of working on it, and being able to attract or work with a very congenial partner right now, or form a congenial partnership. You can do that too. But because of the trine among the 4 planets in the air signs, but they're trining Gemini. And Gemini rules rules easy transitional change. And it rules our neighborhoods and our pals and our buddies and temporary or part-time efforts. So do you see why you can make a serious dream take shape right now? Because it might be in the partial effort stage, or it might be about something that is, in order to develop it, it's sort of temporary, but it can be getting you toward your serious dream. And so you can be making an easy transitional change. And this setting up your serious dream could occur at the local level. because that's what Gemini rules. So it could occur in your neighborhood. Maybe you're going to make an easy transitional change to another neighborhood. But it may not be something that you're unfamiliar with. It may be something that's sort of local. Or maybe you're going to form a congenial partnership in a community group of some sort. Or maybe you're just going to do something part-time or temporary. But it's going to help your serious dream take shape. I'm certain of that. And the reason why is because the next new moon is in Pisces. And it is what I call a miracle moon. We'll get to that later in the next program. But for this week, I think the dream is, a serious dream of yours is taking shape behind the scenes and allowing your future dream to really be strongly formulated right now. I don't mean it's complete. I mean it's taking shape. And taking shape means you could be forming a very congenial partnership, or you could be doing something that is at the local level, or a temporary part-time effort. That's just fine. Because, that's what a new start is. It's something that's just starting. But that is what you can be looking forward to this week. So, does that mean that everything is fine? Well, even a dream can have a few wrinkles in it. And there is one thing that you need to watch out for. And that is that there are 5 planets, 5 of them, in fixed signs, and they are all squaring each other. And unfortunately, one of the fixed signs is a fixed financial sign. And so if you were wanting to get beyond the temporary stage or the new development stage, and you were wondering if there was some big money for a cherished dream of yours, a really serious one that you are beginning to work on right now, I would say that the big money will not be there now. And the reason why is, it's sort of a funny reason why. I mean, it's not a funny, humorous reason. It's an odd reason. And the reason is that Taurus is a fixed financial sign, and there are 2 planets there, Jupiter and Uranus. And Aquarius is also a fixed sign. It's a fixed air sign that rules the future and has those 3 strong planets in it, Mars, Venus, and Pluto. And so these 5 planets are squaring each other, and they're in fixed signs. But the problem is the rulers are backwards. And that is because Uranus is in Taurus, but it rules Aquarius. So it's squaring the sign it rules. That's not too good. And Venus rules Taurus, but Venus is in Aquarius. And so Venus is squaring Taurus, it's squaring the sign it rules. Both rulers are squaring the signs they rule. They're not in the signs they rule, they're challenging the signs they rule. And one of them is a fixed financial sign. So will the big money, which could be typified by Taurus, particularly since Jupiter's there, be there for a future project? And my answer is no, I don't think so. At least not now. And besides, your dream is only taking shape. Maybe it has to be developed a little bit more. Maybe you need more partners. Maybe you need the community to, sort of coalesce around your idea and embrace it. I don't know. But all those things are very important, and I don't think you can attract big money without them. And so this is a good time just to be in the development stage of a very serious dream that you have had for a long time. And the future of it is assured. I think you are going to get it off the ground. But I don't think the big money is going to be there, or there won't be enough money. So if you are somebody that's just been wanting a lot of money right now, I would say that it is not going to be there, particularly not for a future project. And the reason why is it's backwards. Maybe the value of your investments has fallen or changed in some way. And so if the money comes, it won't be what you expected, or it won't be as much as you want at this time. But that doesn't mean that something might not change in the future. It's just at this time. It's more about your creative energy and your people skills and your ability to reach out to others and take on something either part-time or temporary or make easy transitional changes. That's what you can really succeed at right now. Okay, what does this mean to all 12 of the sun signs? Aries. For you, Aries, I think that you can sort of have your eyes on something that is pretty expensive right now, because Jupiter and Uranus are right ahead of your sun sign, and they have been all year long. And so I think you got your eyes on money right now, Aries. And I would say that, there may be some money around for the startup of something. And I think that you already have the money for that, Aries. Or you know where to get it. Or you can afford to start up something right now. And there are 7 planets right behind your sun sign. So in the background of your life, something is cooking, Aries. And I think that if you're involved with some sort of a serious dream that behind the scenes is taking shape, you could be pretty successful at working at that right now. But if you think that it's going to make a lot of money right away, that's a little bit up in the air right now. Or if you are thinking that you can afford the whole thing yourself, maybe you can, but also partnership is well accentuated right now because the 3 planets in Aquarius, which are sextiling your sun, are trined by the moon in Libra today, but that moon is opposing your sun, Aries. And so it can mean that there is the possibility that a woman, even a woman partner, is sort of changing their role or making some sort of transition themselves, and maybe moving, maybe changing in one way or another. And that is why you too may want to be considering changing partners in the near future. Just remember the planets in Pisces sextile your sun, and the planets in Aquarius also sextile your sun. You have 7 planets that are not hurting you at all, Aries. But the moon in Libra is opposing your sun. And that could mean that a woman partner is leaving. And it might be that she wants to start something new, or it might be that whatever you want to start, it just doesn't quite fit too well with somebody who, in other words, their talent could have been more helpful in another direction, but not in the new direction that you're going in. Do you see? I mean, it's sort of like nobody's fault, but there can be a real change in a partnership right now, and perhaps one can be ending. The first of the spring eclipses is in Libra. It comes up on March 25th, and it opposes your sun too. So if there is somebody that's going out of your life, Aries, that shouldn't stop you from working on a serious dream that can take shape right now. So I urge you to just focus on that, because there's a lot of work that's got to be done with that. And those 7 planets right behind your sun sign, they really give you a lot of backup. And you should rely on that right now. The goodwill of others. And particularly if you're going in a new direction, if you're starting something new behind the scenes that involves an ambition that you have had for quite a long time, I think the future of it is assured. You could do that. But there still may be a change in a partnership as well. Okay, what does it mean to a Taurus? Well, Taurus, this is a time, Taurus, when I told you there's this odd thing going on right now that may limit big money coming to you or to others. And that is at this time. It might come later. Jupiter is in your sign, Taurus. That's a very good planet. It is only in a person's sign once every 12 years. And so yours is a fixed financial sign. You can do okay financially, Taurus, or maybe you already have done fine, or maybe you have your eye on something very expensive and you need more money for that, but it might not happen right now. And the reason why is because the ruler of your sign is squaring it. So that's not too good. And that's Venus in Aquarius, along with Mars and Pluto that are squaring your sun sign. Mars and Pluto rule the other fixed financial sign, Scorpio, but they're squaring your fixed financial sign, Taurus. And so that means that there's a money problem somewhere. It could be taxes, because Scorpio rules taxes. Or it can just be that some big money that you might have been expecting, maybe the value of it has changed in some way, or maybe the value has sort of disappeared in one way or another. It is no longer viable. And so, because Uranus is squaring, in your sign is squaring the sign it rules, Aquarius, and your own ruler, Venus, is in Aquarius squaring your sign, the money's not going to be there, or there won't be as much as you thought. And so, Taurus, it doesn't mean it won't come later or come in a different way. It could. You need to anticipate better things down the road. And the reason why is that Venus is in Aquarius now, yes. But it is it is a fairly fast mover. It generally takes about 8 months for it to get around a chart once. And it's just in Aquarius now, squaring your sun. But it'll move, and I haven't looked that up yet, but I'm wondering if Jupiter will still be in your sign when Venus gets there to your sign. Because if so, you really could make some good money then, with both Venus and Jupiter in your sign. I just don't know if it's going to make it into your sign before Jupiter leaves your sign. We'll have to wait and see. Because Jupiter's going to leave on May 26th and go into Gemini. I just don't know if Venus will make it to your sign by then or not. But I'll research that a little bit. But until then, I think you're just going to have to understand that if there is a financial negotiation that you're involved with right now, I would lower my sights a little bit, Taurus, because it's going to take you a little while to get used to a phenomenon that you have been enjoying for almost 20 years. Your sign has been enjoying it. And it's really going to make quite a big change for all the earth signs. And it is that Pluto has been in Capricorn trining your sun for like 17 to 20 years. And it's not there anymore. There's nothing in Capricorn now. And Pluto's coming back for a couple months in the fall, but it's in Aquarius now, and it's really headed into that sign for the next 15 or 20 years, when it will be squaring your sun. And so, Taurus, if you were thinking of having a dream take shape, I hope it is one that you are real serious about, and that allows you to settle down a little bit more. Because a lot of people, particularly people that are used to big money, are going to be looking around and saying, where'd it go? And it's just that it's moved on. Pluto is not trining your sun anymore. And it's the co-ruler of the other fixed financial sign, Scorpio. And Scorpio, both of Scorpio's rulers square your sun now. So if you were in some sort of negotiation where you thought, you needed to get your price on something, if you were selling something, I don't think you'll get it. And so you need to lower your sights a little bit right now. It doesn't need to be forever, but you need to lower your sights right now. I would settle for less, Taurus, and be glad that you get it. Because the good old days aren't coming back quite the way they used to, I'm sorry to say. And the reason for that is too much debt in the world. And it's going to sink a lot of people. And at the very least, it will prevent large economic growth. Because even if somebody invented something wonderful that everybody wanted to buy, how would they buy it if they're so much in debt they can't afford it? And whole countries are like that now. That's why you need to settle for less, Taurus. And then just get on with your life, Jupiter's still in your sign. That is a great planet. But the ruler of your sign is not in good aspect to your sun sign right now. Okay, what does it mean to a Gemini? Gemini. Gemini, you are really, there's nothing in your sign, Gemini, but you are really benefiting from a trine of 4 planets that are in air signs, because Mars, Pluto, and Venus are all in Aquarius, the sign of the future, trining your sun. You are about to get some pretty good news that involve your future, Gemini. And I would say that news is coming, that news is somewhat assured. It could have something to do with a serious dream that you've had behind the scenes, because the planets in Aquarius are sort of really backing up the planets in Pisces, which does rule dreams. But also, the moon today in Libra is trining your sun. And if Gemini, if you were looking to form a very congenial partnership with somebody, it would be right about now. And it would work out extremely well. And it would be with somebody you like, and they like you, and you can just go up from there. So I think that that is entirely possible, Gemini. And so that's a step in the right direction. Remember, I'm just talking about a serious dream that is taking shape right now. It doesn't mean it's full-blown yet, but it can be taking shape at the local level, which is what your sign rules. And so I think that you are probably a person you might be surprised to realize that you are in the right place at the right time, right about now. And that you could attract a very congenial partnership, maybe more than one. Your sign rules 2 of everything, there might be 2 of them. Or else you may take on some effort that is part-time or temporary in some way, and it would be delightful. It would work out just fine. So I suggest you do that, Gemini. Reach out. Your sign rules the public. You should be out in it. And Geminis have the gift of gab. They know how to say the right thing to the right people. And your sign does rule public relations. So you should get out and understand that you are under very good aspects right now, Gemini. If I were you, I'd take advantage of that. But you can't do that sitting at home. You've got to get out among them, so I hope you do. Okay, what does it mean to a Cancer? Well, Cancer, this is a time, Cancer, when you benefit greatly from the 4 planets in Pisces. They were there last week too, but boy, the Sun and Saturn and Mercury, the planet of the mind, are all tightly conjunct in Pisces. The Sun's at 9 degrees, Saturn and Mercury are at 10 degrees. You're going to get word, or you're going to be able to put maybe the final pieces together to help make a serious dream take shape right now, Cancer. All the water signs benefit from these very strong planets in Pisces, which have even stronger backup, which is great, from the 3 planets in Aquarius. And they're backed up by the moon in Libra, which is trining them. So do you see that's sort of like a piggyback effect? It's like, you can make or form some sort of serious dream and help it take shape right now, because the 4 planets in Pisces are trining your sun. And I must tell you that the new moon in Pisces is going to be even better than that, believe it or not. And so this is the right time to make a serious dream take shape. That means you could form a congenial partnership. That means you could get the word out about something. Or you could contact people for something that they could do at the local level or on a temporary or part-time basis. That would work out really well. And Cancers are little homebodies. They like working with people, and it's even nicer if the other person goes out into the public, so Cancer can still concentrate on what they want to do. And that's possible, Cancer. So I'm pretty sure that you do have a serious dream that you have had for a very long time behind the scenes. Perhaps you've never even talked to anybody about that, because maybe you were thinking, that it was out of your reach, or that that you were just thinking, oh, that couldn't possibly happen to me. I couldn't get that lucky. Well, yes, you could, Cancer. Yes, you could. You really need to follow your dream. And you need to do more than lag behind following it. You need to make it take shape right now. You need to do something about it. And the reason why is you have nobody to blame if it doesn't work, because it's up to you to make it work. And you can do that. Uh, and this is just the start. I'm only talking about it, getting it formed, talking to people, getting out there and looking for a congenial partner, even if it's only on a part-time basis. That could work out quite well for you because the planets in Pisces are so strong now, and they're about to get stronger. The reason why they're so strong right now, and what is different than last week, is that last week there was a full moon in Virgo opposing the planets in Pisces. Well, this week, Cancer, there's nothing opposing or squaring the sign of Pisces. And under the new moon that's coming up on March 10th, there isn't anything opposing or squaring him then either. That is very unusual. But it doesn't leave the water signs with any excuse now. Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, what are you waiting for? There's nothing squaring or opposing or challenging a serious dream of yours. So, I don't know how you're going to make it take shape, but I do know the timing is very good right now to do that. And remember that it involves all these planets in Pisces, and Pisces rules things that are hidden behind the scenes, and that means that almost nobody could see you doing it, but it's time for you to do it. And that's fine, because when we get started on new things, it's better to just involve, just the people that you're thinking about or that you need, and it can grow from there. But that's why, if it's just taking shape, all you need to do is connect to the dream. You don't have to tell the whole world. Just connect to the dream. And there's nothing stopping anybody from that. So I hope you do that, Cancer. Timing is everything, Cancer. It really is. And if you've had a dream for a very long time, it's so much a part of you that it's at home in your heart, and you know it. And it's gotta be home with you too, Cancer. Because we're alive. We need each other. And you can't live in a dream world forever, because that gets lonely. But when you make the dream come true, then you can be fulfilled. And some people wait a lifetime for that. And as far as I can see, the waiting is over. There's no reason to wait any longer. So you need to go forward, Cancer. Make your serious dream take shape right now. There's nothing stopping it, and there's nothing stopping you. So good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Leo? Well, Leo, this is a time, Leo, when everybody can be thinking about a serious dream that they've had for a long time and how to make it take shape right now. Oh, it doesn't mean that the whole thing's coming true, but at least, it would be very easy for you, Leo, to pick up a congenial new partner right now. The moon is in Libra. That sextiles your sun. And that moon is being backed up by 3 planets in Aquarius. Well, they oppose your sun. Okay, so your future dream can be assured down the road. But right now, I would say you can't do it all by yourself, Leo, because there's 5 planets in fixed signs right now. The 3 in Aquarius, Mars, Venus, and Pluto, are all opposing your sun, meaning that there is a financial problem, or there's some trouble with money, and you may want to get your hands on it, but it's not coming your way, Leo. For one reason or another. It might be that the value of something has just diminished and the value's not there anymore. I mean, it could be nobody's fault, but still, there's some money that's not, or else taxes are too high right now and you just got to pay them. That can hurt your budget too. But Venus and Uranus in Taurus are also squaring your sun. Remember, I said an odd thing is happening right now. The rulers of these 2 signs are backwards. Uranus rules Aquarius, but it's in Taurus. Venus rules Taurus, but it is in Aquarius. They're backwards. Creating financial problems is what they're doing, or financial challenges. And they're unresolved challenges. It's like if you have a financial challenge that you want to sort of fight about right now, Leo, what good is that? Whoever is involved in it, they can't do anything about it either. And so I don't think the big money's there right now, Leo. And it may not be there. It just might be that there's not enough money for what you want to do right now. But remember, you can't. The moon in Libra is sextiling your sun, and it's being backed up by all the planets in Aquarius. You need a partner, Leo, that can get you something that you can't get for yourself, but they can. And so you need somebody that is not exactly like you. You need somebody who complements you, or is a little different than you are. Is certainly more laid back than you are. You know, Leos want to be out there and take charge all the time. You really need somebody that is more like a support person, and quite happy to be a partner or in teamwork. And that person's around. It could be a woman, because the moon rules women, and it's in Libra, sextiling your sun. And remember, we're all having the opportunity to make a serious dream take shape. It doesn't have to be complete right now. And one of the ways for it to take shape is for you to pick up a congenial partner that can get you something that you can't get for yourself. Maybe they have a connection to more money. So anyway, Leo, just think about it a little bit. There's sort of ways around the problems that are facing you right now, but you just need somebody with a little different outlook than you have, but that is congenial with you. And I think you can find them, and it might be a woman. And so why don't you go talk to a few people, you know. Maybe that'll start a serious dream of yours take shape a little bit, just if you're talking to others. And see what they have to say. So it's a start. So good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Virgo? Well, Virgo, this is a time, Virgo, when just like Taurus, you too, since yours is an earth sign, you may be sort of vaguely wondering what's missing. And it's because Pluto's not trining your sun anymore. And it did that for 17 to 20 years. And it's not doing that anymore. And your sign, excuse me, your sign rules the whole healthcare field. And it is really going through changes that it's not used to. And that's going to keep going. And so Virgo, somewhere in your life, there's got to be some sort of a change that would represent maybe a new way of doing things, or a new direction that you want to go in. It could involve a serious dream that you've had for a long time, but that dream needs to take shape. And it's not a dream as if it's something that, oh gee, you've always been wanting it, like buying the car of your dreams or taking the vacation of your dreams. It's not a dream like that. It would be a dream of, since your sign rules service to others and occupations that are of service to others, it may involve something where you would like to do some good for others. And you might have some really good job skills that could be quite helpful to other people. And you have a golden reputation for being a really good problem solver. And your sign rules analysis. And you like facts and details. So you can absorb things that other people just skim over. And you can really look at them and analyze them and come up with great answers. Now that's a talent that a whole lot of people need in this world. And your sign rules teaching. Maybe you could help some other people that need help. Not just to solve their problems, but maybe they need to learn how to solve problems. Maybe you can help them do that. Learn how to do it. Because you are really so gifted at it. So I would say that there is a possibility, Virgo, that somewhere down the road you may take on a part-time occupation that puts you more in charge of the way you want to do things. Okay, Virgo rules the 6th house of work. Okay, so they generally work for a pretty good employer. But what I'm talking about is something that you want to do that is of service to others, but you are sort of in charge of it, or it's your own thing to do. And you could be excellent at that, Virgo, because you have the credentials, you have the track record, speaks for itself. It's not like you need to reinvent the wheel. You already know how to do something really well, and it's so good other people know it's good too. So have you ever thought of just offering that as a service to others who really need it, Virgo? That's called self-employment. But I bet you could do that on a part-time basis. That might be a serious dream of yours, sort of wanting to be your own boss. And maybe you could just make a dream like that take shape right now and pick up a congenial partner or get some good legal advice, because that moon in Libra is right ahead of your sun sign, and it's being beautifully trined by 3 planets in the sign of the future, Aquarius. You know, maybe you need to get some good financial advice about how to start something that is a service that can help others based on your own abilities. Who knows? You could be doing that when you're 90. It might give you a lot of freedom, actually, to sort of set your own hours and do things your own way. So I hope you think about that. Okay, what does it mean to a Libra? Libra, the moon is in your sign today, and it is being trined beautifully by 3 powerful planets, because it's being trined by Mars and Venus, your own ruler, Libra, lucky you, and Pluto. Mars and Pluto are the rulers of Scorpio, which rules money coming in from any other source. And so there may be more money coming your way, Libra, because Venus is conjuncting Mars and Pluto is in the sign as well. So if you had a future plan, because these 3 planets are in Aquarius, the sign of the future, it could do you a lot of good to follow that plan right now, Libra. So if you're deciding to make a change, or you've been thinking seriously about something, and it could be a dream that you've had for a long time, and it's time for you to make it take shape, Libra, and you can do that pretty effectively so that your future is assured. You know, there would be money for that in one way or another. Maybe you could sell something. Maybe you could attract another partner, and both of you could put a little money into something and sort of get the dream started that way. Who knows? But Libra, you are in a wonderful position, perhaps to either be a congenial partner to somebody. Leos are very charming people, and nothing wrong with that, and they would like it. Or you could be starting something that is just starting at the local level, or in the community, or you could be making an easy transitional change, and it would work out quite well, Libra. It could be in your neighborhood, it could be in the vicinity where you live, it could be something that is sort of familiar to you, not too hard. And I suggest you do that. Just go right ahead with some sort of plan that you've got right now, Libra. As I said, your future is assured. It's going to work out. But we are all unders, and you could almost do that without too many people seeing you, because the 4 planets in Pisces are so strong right now, and Pisces rules things behind the scenes. And so even if you were starting something that's sort of easy that people know about, there could be a little bit more to that plan than you're telling people. Well, that's fine. I mean, if you have a serious, long-held dream or ambition that you've had for a long time, you don't need to tell the whole world about it right now. But I would say you need to have it take shape somehow, this is the right time to do that, because there is going to be a lunar eclipse coming up in your sign next month, in March. And there is going to be some sort of change of partnership, or the addition of a new congenial partner, something like that. So this is a good time to get ready for that. That's what I'm saying, Libra. So good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Scorpio? Scorpio. This is a time, Scorpio, when just like Cancer, because yours is a water sign, this is a perfect time, Scorpio, for you to have a serious dream take shape. Okay, it doesn't have to be complete. Maybe the completion is down the road. Who knows? But this perfect time to have it take shape, Scorpio. And the success of its future is assured. And that is because the 4 planets in Pisces, the Sun conjuncting Saturn, which means it's an old dream you've had for a long time, and possibly an extremely secret one, maybe one you have never told anybody about, but you still have it. And I would say by this time it's a part of you, and it's going to stay a part of you. It's not going anywhere. So this is a good time for you to have it take the next step and have it take shape, Scorpio, because the Sun is conjuncting Saturn and Mercury, and that means you're going to have to communicate with somebody. Mercury is the planet of communication. So you've got to write to somebody, you've got to call them. It would be better if you saw them in person, but behind the scenes. And almost nobody would see you doing that. But you have to make the connection to that serious dream that you've had for a long time, Scorpio, and do something about it. And that is because the planets in Pisces, which beautifully trine your Sun, are not being squared or opposed by anything. And the new moon that's coming up on March 10th is the same, under the same conditions. That new moon is a fantastic one. It's what I call a miracle moon. If your serious dream has something to do with a miracle, this next new moon in Pisces is really going to help you out. And so there's just nothing stopping you, Scorpio or Cancer, right now. Because there's nothing stopping the planets in Pisces, and they're trining your Sun. And right behind these planets in Pisces are 3 wonderful planets, 2 of which are your rulers, Scorpio. You got to pay attention to that. It's your rulers doing this. They're Mars conjuncting Venus in Aquarius, and Pluto is in Aquarius as well. They all square your Sun. But they're working real hard backing up the planets in Pisces, which trine your Sun. So you actually have more backup than you think, Scorpio. But it's all future-based. And it also is a sort of a little hint, Scorpio, that if you're thinking of having a long-held serious dream take shape right now, it is going to lead to more money in your future. And the reason for that is somewhat behind the scenes. It may be even something that is not known or hasn't happened quite yet. But it's assured, because your planets are in Aquarius, and they're sure in the right place, and Venus is with them. And so you can attract a wonderful congenial new partner behind the scenes. That the moon in Libra, which the planets in Aquarius are trining, and remember those are your rulers, Mars and Pluto, and Venus are trining that moon in Libra, which is right behind your Sun sign. So in the background of your life, there is the possibility of a very congenial partnership that is in your future. Actually, it's right now, Scorpio. I mean, the moon moves fast. The next sign it's coming into is yours. It's going to move right into your sign. But right now it's behind the scenes, getting trined by all those planets in Aquarius, 2 of which are your rulers. And so your future dream is assured. And I think it involves a partner, a new partner. It could be a woman, because the moon rules women. And yet there can also be a change in a partnership somewhere else in your life, Scorpio, and that is because the next, the first spring eclipse, it does occur next month, and it is in Libra, and it's a lunar eclipse, and in a lunar eclipse, one woman goes and another woman comes. So you see, I'm talking about timing, Scorpio, and the timing is now to concentrate on a new partnership that may have something to do with a very serious dream, and it's time for it to take shape because the future of that dream is assured somewhat by your own rulers who are in the sign of the future, Aquarius. So think about it, Scorpio, because if timing is everything, this is the time for you to look forward, for you to concentrate on tomorrow. And whatever you've been hanging on to from the past, I don't think it's going to do you much good tomorrow. That's why you need to go forward, just as your own rulers are in the sign of the future. You should be too, because the planets in Pisces trine your sun, and there's nothing stopping you from making an old dream, a serious old dream, take shape right now. That means connect with it somehow. No longer a dream, but a reality. Think about somebody that you'd like to have as a congenial partner. They're around. They can be in the background of your life right now, headed for you. So, go to it, Scorpio, and good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Sagittarian? Sagittarius. Well, Sagittarius, those 4 planets in Pisces, which indicate that this is a time when a serious dream can take shape, and I think it's going to. It can still be a little out of your reach, Sagittarius. Now, by out of your reach, I don't mean that it's impossible. I mean that it's ahead of you. Okay? And if it's ahead of you and you're not there yet, that's what I mean by out of reach. Is that something that you want to do, some new beginning that you want to make, Sagittarius, you either haven't done enough to get ready for it yet, or you're thinking you have more time, and I would say that isn't quite true. You need to go behind the scenes, even if you're sort of feeling that it's too early or something. You do need to go and talk to some people about some new start that you want to make. And it's called laying down markers. In other words, you can go out and talk to one person or one group about something new that you want to start, and maybe there won't be a lot of reaction. Okay, so the next day you go out and talk to another group. You're sort of planting the seeds, laying down markers for things that other people can think about right now. Remember, the dream is just taking shape. It's not like full blown, but the future of it is assured. And it's just that you're not quite there yet, Sagittarius. The 4 planets in Pisces square your sun. They're going to do that under the new moon in March as well. And, I don't know if something is holding you up. I don't know if you're holding yourself back, or if something else is holding you back, or it's a combination of both. That could be it. But you really need to start focusing on making a new beginning, because there is a fantastic solar eclipse in Aries coming up in April that trines your sun. And that is when you need to be there, Sagittarius. You need to be at the doorstep of that new beginning by April. And I don't think you're there yet. But you need to start. Just taking shape just means things are starting. Okay, nothing wrong with that. You have a fine mind. You're a good communicator. You can go out and talk to people. Nothing stopping you. The moon in Libra sextiles your sun. You could certainly be talking to a pretty good partner somewhere around, either to a partner you already have or a partner you'd like to have. You can do that. Don't be shy, Sagittarius. Most fire signs are not shy. So this is a time to reach out and touch, is what I'm saying. And I want to wish you good luck at that, but I'm telling you, you can't afford to wait too much longer. You've got to get to where you need to go by April. because a new beginning is well favored for you. But it's not going to be handed to you. You have to reach out for it. And that's what you should be doing now, and that's probably what you're not doing right now, but you need to try doing that, Sagittarius, so good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Capricorn? Well, Capricorn, this is a time, Capricorn, when you can be saying, oh, gee, my life is quiet, or gee, things are sort of at the status quo level. And that could be okay with you, Capricorn. But there is sort of a hole in everything right now because Pluto is no longer in your sign. It'll be back a few months at the end of the summer or the start of fall, just for 2 months or so. But it's really pretty done in your sign, Capricorn, and it's in Aquarius now, and it's going to stay there for many, many years to come. And that is going to have a profound, slow effect on the whole world. But in a way, I don't think it's going to affect you very much, Capricorn, because Capricorns are sure-footed. They don't take big leaps. They take one step at a time. And that is the way they operate with everything in their life. One step at a time. And so you may have continually taken rather good steps in the last 17 to 20 years when Pluto was in your sign, what I would call sure steps. And you could be on a pretty sure base right now in your life, financially and wherever your career is. You could be pretty stable there. Capricorns like stability. That's what Saturn represents. And so it represents a lot of other things too. It represents delay, and it represents obstructions. And so, Capricorns always have a few of those that they've got to surmount as well. But for right now, Capricorn, you have Uranus and Jupiter in Taurus trining your sun. Now that's going to continue. Not for long for Jupiter. Jupiter will leave and go into Gemini on May 26th. But Uranus will be trining your sun for another year, year and a half, something like that. And then in 2025 it goes into Gemini. And so what I'm saying is, if there are any financial steps, small ones that you want to take, you should be doing it sooner rather than later. You should be doing it while Jupiter is still in Taurus, trining your sun, and also while Uranus, which is a very unstable planet, but it is in favorable aspect to your sun sign, which it has been for about the last 5 years or so. And but it won't remain there. And in 2025 it'll be gone. It'll be out of Taurus. And that is only next year. So Capricorn, you need to get yourself on the most solid financial footing that you can right now. And by that I mean not speculative in any way. Just keep what you have and keep growing it slowly. And if I could offer you one piece of advice that is going to be good for the rest of your life, it is guard your assets. Whatever you have is yours. Guard it carefully in any way you can. Because the world does not seem to be getting more honest. It seems to be getting more dishonest. And that there's a lot of crime around now. Don't assume that it's ever going to go away in the rest of your life, Capricorn. You just need to, you need to really make sure that your assets are secure. Because you are going to live a long time, and you need to make sure that what you're living on is going to be there for a long time. And so you don't need to get rich quick, Capricorn. It just needs to be steadily there and coming in for the rest of your life. And that's what you need to look at now, because Pluto isn't in your sign anymore. The huge growth in corporations, government agencies, and institutions is more or less over now. And that is because there's too much debt in the world, and even they can't afford to pay it. I mean, whole governments are drowning in debt now. And generally Capricorns are not. They're real careful with their money, and debt is not one the things that attracts them at all. So be sure and watch your money, Capricorn, carefully for the rest of your life. Okay, what does it mean to an Aquarian? Aquarius. This is a time, Aquarius, when I think that you are going to be able to make a very congenial partnership. And I could be with a woman, because the moon in Libra is trining Mars, Venus, and Pluto in your own sun sign, and there are 4 more planets right ahead of your sun sign, which are the Sun and Saturn and Mercury all tightly conjuncting each other, and then Neptune is in Pisces as well in the sign right ahead of yours. In some way right now, Aquarius, I don't think it's necessarily financial at the moment, but in some way the future of a long-held dream that you've had behind the scenes is assured. It's going to happen. And it could happen very quickly. But it's going to happen. It might not be because of how much money you've got. It might be that there is some influx of money coming in from some other source that pretty much guarantees the success of a long-held dream of yours. And so this is the perfect time for you to start thinking about making it take shape. And you may need a congenial partner to help you. That's always a good idea, because then you don't have so much work to do by yourself. And the moon in Libra is trining your sun, and the ruler of Libra is Venus in your sun, being conjuncted by Mars. And so it's just Uranus and Jupiter in Taurus that are squaring your sun. Nothing else is. But that can hold up money, or the value of investments can be fluctuating right now. But because Scorpio's rulers are in your sign, and that rules money coming in from any other source, I think there will be some money coming in from another source, and a congenial partnership that could form. So you're looking at something pretty good, Aquarius, and it could be just at the local level. It could be part-time or temporary, but it would be delightful. And it would help move you into the future. And hey, that's where you live, Aquarius. Your sign rules the future. You would love that. So if you wanted to shorten that all down to just one little sentence, I would say that a new day is dawning for you. And it's just the right one. So you go forward. You may be making that dream come true behind the scenes. Maybe not too many people are seeing it take shape at the moment, because all those planets and Pisces are right ahead of your sun sign. But the future of it is assured. And I think that somehow a congenial partner can even be bringing some money or financial assets to help it. So good luck, Aquarius. Lucky you. Keep going forward. Okay, what does it mean to a Pisces? Well, Pisces, this is a time, Pisces, when I think you can do no wrong. Because there's nothing stopping you, Pisces. There isn't going to be under the new moon that's in your sign coming up on March 10th either. Because there's nothing, last week the full moon in Virgo was opposing your sun. Right now, there's nothing squaring or opposing your sun sign, because there's nothing in Gemini, Virgo, or Sagittarius. And so, Pisces, if you're looking for an argument, I don't think you're going to find one. I think that you can be rather popular behind the scenes. And it's you, Pisces, that can certainly understand that this is exactly the right time to make a serious dream take shape. That means make it real. And that means that it involves somebody else, and it involves something new that you want to do. And you've been thinking about it for years, behind the scenes. And this, timing is everything. There's nothing stopping you, Pisces. And nobody would see you doing it. Well, you have to connect with the dream. It could be a congenial new partner, because the moon is in Libra. And it's trining all the planets in Aquarius that are solidly backing up your sign right now. In a funny kind of a way, Pisces are pretty laid-back people, but for one reason or another, which may be private only to you, the future is just pushing you into tomorrow in a way to take you out of your past, or to more closely connect to something that your dream is involved in, and that could be a tie, maybe even a childhood tie that is important to you, or some way of interacting with someone who really shares your own values, but in a way that's going to take both of you into tomorrow. And that's assured. And so, one way or another, Pisces, you're leaving the past behind, but the future is not completely unfamiliar to you. Because the future involves a dream that you've had in your heart for so long, it is a part of you. It is familiar to you. Even if it involves somebody new, or even if it involves you doing something new in the future. It's not a tie to the past things that have already happened to you. It's a tie to a dream you've had for a long time, which doesn't have a past to it because you've never made it come true yet. But it's time. Because it has a future. And it and you, that future is assured. So good luck, Pisces. If you needed courage, somebody's going to give it to you. Maybe it's just that the future, as long as there is a more congenial partner with you, it's really going to open up everything that you've kept quietly in your heart, and you're going to be able to share that with someone that's pretty important to you. And they think to them, you are important to them too. So your future is more than calling you, Pisces. It's that your future is here now. And it's yours. And all you have to do is embrace it. That's why your future is assured. Because all you have to do is reach out and touch. It's there, waiting for you. So good luck. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, you can see the show on my Karen Campbell YouTube channel, and I would hope that you would subscribe and tell your friends about that. But also you can read the blog on my website, starborninstitute.org, and that would help explain the theme of each show every week a little bit more. So until then, thanks so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye.